Good evening, greetings everyone from Zanzibar. I see we've got already a few people who have joined us online. You've got the numbers growing 2, 3, 4, 7, 9. Fantastic. We are about to kickstart our webinar this evening, and I would like to just give about 3 extra minutes to allow everyone to join into the conversation. But as we're waiting, I'd like to make it a bit more interactive. Could you please just chat and type to us where you are watching us from? Where are you joining us from? Which part of the world? Giga from the US of A, thank you for joining us this evening. Oh, Lisa from Zanzibar. Fantastic. I believe this is my colleague Lisa. Thank you for supporting and joining us online. 1 more minute, ladies and gents, before we kickstart this evening's webinar, which is all about financing, specifically financing and mortgage and how you can invest into your property with us. All right. We've got Farida from CRDB Bank, Dar es Salaam. Welcome, Farida. Good to have you on board. Thanks for supporting. A few more seconds and I will officially kick off this panel. All right. It is officially 5 minutes past 6. Greetings everyone from Zanzibar. My name is Joel Lieru and I will be your moderator throughout this webinar. And I'd like to kick off this interesting conversation this evening by introducing the panel that we have here in front of us. And I know their names were most likely written on their screens, but as I introduce you, please just do a quick wave to the people watching. First off is Sebastian Dietzold, CEO of CPS Africa. Welcome, Sebastian. Good to have you on board.
Thank you very much.
Great. Masanju Shikoni, who is our financial project manager here at CPS. Welcome,
Thank you.
Masanju. And next we have Stephen Adeli, Head of Consumer Banking, CRDB Bank, joining us all the way from the US. Karibu sana. And last but not least, we have Fatma Musa, Head of CPS Sales here at CPS Africa. So that is the panel that we have. You're very welcome, Fatma. Good to have you on board. That is the panel that we have here today. And to save the time that we have, because we're online from 6 till 7, we only have an hour, I'd like to kick off by inviting Sebastian to give a brief overview on Fumba Town, our development, what has happened over the years, the status quo, and anything extra that he would like to share with us. Sebastian, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you everybody for joining us this evening. Thank you, Stephen, CRDB Bank, all the way in Minnesota today, right? And still helping us and supporting us and taking the news to the world about what's happening in Tanzania and Zanzibar. Thank you for your support. Everyone from CRDB joining this evening, and of course my colleagues Fatma and Masanju in Zanzibar, and everyone listening. Welcome to this webinar, and thanks for joining us. Today we want to talk very much about about financing. How does financing work? How can banks support? What role do banks play in developments like Fumba Town and others? And I want to talk a little bit about what happened in Fumba Town. How is Fumba Town developing? And it's really about this evolution of a town development. So this is my very short presentation today to just show you how Fumba has moved, evolution of Fumba Town as a supporting town for Zanzibar Town. So how has that moved over the past 8 years? How has Fumba Town developed? In 2015, we started with this greenfield of 60 hectares in the free economic zone of Fumba in Zanzibar, just south of the international airport and very close to Zanzibar Town and the famous World Heritage Site of Stone Town. This is how everything started, and you see we were the first developers and the first people coming to do something on this beautiful peninsula. We started with several different master plans. This was how Fumba was envisioned in 2015, how we thought this project will be looking like and what we're going to do. And the whole idea behind it was to supporting the population growth by providing modern and safe homes in Zanzibar. And in 2012, we had a census that showed that the population is growing by 46%, right? And we had a next census in 2022, where we've seen how many people we added. So we need homes for 600,000 people in the past 10 years. So between 2012 and 2022, the population grew from 1.3 million in Zanzibar to 1.9 million. That is 600,000 people more, right? That's in 10 years. So so we need 10,000 people per year. That's we need 10,000 units per year if 6 people stay in an average household. Now, looking at the growth rate, we'll have adding another 800,000 people over the next 10 years, right? From 2022, we're already in that period, 2024, halfway through, adding another 800,000 people. So you have to imagine that from 2012 to 2032, we'll be doubling our population, right? We will more than double the population. So we'll have 1.4 million people more, starting on 1.3. And this is a huge challenge on one side, but it's a huge opportunity because people will need homes, people will need to eat, there's business opportunities, and of course, they will need banking services and financial services, and we have to work on including them. Financial inclusion is a big thing that CRDB is working very strongly on. I just saw that CRDB signed a contract with Nala, I think a few weeks ago, how we can move money easily around, also between people living in Minnesota, where Stephen is today, but they're Tanzanians and they want to do something at home, they want to invest, they want to support, they want to grab this opportunity that's coming here and in this super fast growing region. And we are excited to be part of this. So Fumba, as a town originally, is now growing into, we call it a city concept, right? It has to be big. We have to accommodate potentially many more people than we have thought. And that's why we describe Fumba in a new way now. So we call Fumba Town as a unique city concept, right? It's now more than just providing homes for a few people. It was 500 homes, maybe for 2,000 people, 3,000. Now we're looking creating a much bigger concept, right? Because the population growth is massive, the GDP growth, economic growth, tourism growth, the people are requiring things and demanding things. So everything is growing. So Fumba Town is becoming a city concept, offering people from around the globe a safe and secure investment opportunity into a fast-growing, high-yield real estate market in East Africa. I think this is what we're talking about. So we have clients now in more than 60 countries. We have a lot of people, diaspora, living in the US. I've just signed a reservation form today with a Tanzanian lady living in Amsterdam, right? So we have people around the world that want to invest back home. And this is what Fumba Town offers, is a safe and secure investment opportunity from people around the world to invest in this fantastic and fast-growing market with very high returns. So together with our community of investors from more than 60 countries, CPS, together with our clients, our community, our government, the bank, CRDB Bank, we're working closely with, we are molding a new African city into a global hotspot for technology. We've just seen this. We had this big cryptocurrency conference over the last 6 weeks in Fumba, Sanzalu. Culture, design, and bespoke urban lifestyle. So we are molding Fumba into something amazingly new, something that we can actually be proud of, and that's something that people from around the world will long for, will desire to live in. What has changed? So now you see phase 1 before 500 units. Now phase 1 already 1,868 units, and they're growing from 500 units originally to 5,000 units with an estimated volume of $500 million. We're talking about $500 million US project volume as it is projected today. That is 1.325 trillion T-shillings. And when we're talking later about banking, when we're talking with Stephen about the opportunity of that, right? This is value being created that didn't exist before. That is value that banks can finance. That is value that banks can credit on. So this is a massive contribution to the GDP growth. The land, as you've seen in 2015, nothing there. right? And now Homes, the city, growing with a value of $500 million and potentially will grow far beyond that. Value that is bankable value being created here by our team and our partners and the government of Zanzibar. So 2032, this is how Fumba is supposed to look like. Approximately 5,000 units, accommodating around 30,000 people. And it has become much, much more than just a place for people to live. A city needs much, much more than that. It has become a center of higher education. So we're very excited to know and to announce that African School of Economics has got the financing and will set up campus in Zanzibar, providing high-end education together with local universities like SUSA and others for Tanzanians, for Zanzibaris, for the youth of East Africa. And this is amazing because everything starts with education. If we have the education, we can change the world and we can make the world a better place. So this is coming. Then, of course, we're supporting sustainable development goals of Zanzibar. We're contributing actively with our GRI report to the sustainable goals targets of Zanzibar and Tanzania, who are part of this SDG scheme of the UN. We are a hub for job creation. So we're supporting STEM students, female STEM students from the University of Dar es Salaam, providing job opportunities and training. We're in a hub for innovation of construction technology. So we're the first ones building with decarbonizing high-end engineered timber construction technology. We're a safe place for families to evolve, right? A place where kids can play outside and parents are not scared about what's happening. Is their car driving too fast? Or are my kids safe? So it's a fantastic place for families. It's a place where policies are introduced. We're sitting closely, and this is the fantastic thing, Zanzibar, with our government, drafting and molding policies in a way that people from Zanzibar will profit, that the economy in Zanzibar will grow, and that we attract businesses to settle, creating job opportunities for many. We have a vibrant urban community now. I think around 1,200 people are staying in Fumba every night, and that number is growing. We're a place where local businesses flourish, supporting local vendors in monthly meetings, monthly farmers markets, and many other events. A place where long-term values are created, right? These properties that are being built in Fumba, with money often coming from outside the country. The value adding happens here in Fumba, here in Zanzibar. That money, that value that grows will stay in Zanzibar. Nobody can take this away anymore. So there's really, really value added. And this is so, so, so important and so key. And a place where financial sector can contribute and profit, because all this won't be possible without the financial sector, without our partner bank, CRDB Bank, to come on board, support those businesses, finance us, finance suppliers, finance end users like homeowners, giving mortgages, pushing this market forward and enabling people to own a home. We'll talk more about that, Joel, that don't have a home today. So Fumba Town and evolution from a supporting a growing population to now a vibrant urban center supporting the economic growth of Zanzibar and Tanzania. So it's not just about providing beds for people to sleep. It is now becoming a city that will support the entire GDP growth of the country. So Fumba is on the transition of a supporting town to a city concept. And we're excited that many of you are part of this already. And of course, we want to invite many, many more of you to become part of this. The last slide is for later, Joel. I'm ending for now here. Thank you.
Thank you as well, Sebastian, for that very, very insightful but also brief presentation. Now, as we have learned already a bit of Fumba Town, the background, the evolution of it, and I would not like to already call on Stephen, but before I asked him his first question, I'd like to ask you, how can banks actually contribute to the growth of real estate sector in Tanzania? From your perspective, what do you think is missing?
I think they are already contributing. So banks are very much in the center of financing developer, financing housing suppliers, financing contractors, all key players in the market. Of course, I think that the financial sector is one of the most advanced we have in Tanzania. And we were proudly working with CRDB for many, many years now. We've created a very, very close and trustful partnership with CRDB Bank. What we would, of course, like to wish is that even more people can easier get bank financing for homes. And Stephen will talk about that later. He's in Minnesota today. How can we make it easier for, especially for Tanzanians living abroad, maybe not having a Tanzanian passport again, maybe now living on an American passport. How can we make it easier for them to invest back home? They all want to invest back. You know, every Tanzanian outside the country, and I'm a little bit counting myself to that. You know, if once we're outside, we all want to come back, right? All the time we want to come back. I think Stephen already now 2 weeks in Minnesota, he can't wait to come back. So we all want to come back, right? And we want to do something at home. And how can the banks now support us to do that exactly, invest back home? There's still some challenges there. It's not that easy. So I think this is something we have to look at, especially if you don't hold a Tanzanian passport to get a financing here. I think we are on a good way forward of cracking that nut. And I think that has to become better. And I think the appetite of banks generally to give out mortgages, because the system is rather complicated in securing mortgages still in Tanzania. If you make that a little bit more attractive and easier for the banks to really have a great appetite of financing houses, that will definitely help as well.
Thank you for that response, Sebastian. And that actually takes me very well into my first question for Stephen, which is, what are the factors then that banks consider when determining eligibility for a mortgage?
So thank you very much, Joel. So I will start by highlighting a little bit about our proposal, our product that we have at CRDB. So we do mortgage financing, and the mortgage financing that we are doing and the collaboration that we have with Fumba is to enable Tanzanian to be able to actually own a house in Fumba and repay the loan that I have taken from CRDB up to 20 years. So you have a period of up to 10 years, up to 20 years for you to be able to repay the loan. But this loan that you're going to take, we can finance up to 1 billion per person. And I believe that with the money, with the relationship that we have with Fumba, which is a long-term relationship and well-trusted relationship, will make the process very easy for one to own a house at Fumba. But also, I would like also to highlight a little bit about what Sebastian has touched, is that a lot of Tanzanians who have other nation citizenship, they would like to own a house at Fumba. But this is also possible. We thank our government that now we can be able to finance Tanzanians who has a nature of being Tanzanians, but they own other nations' passport to be able to own a house, and we can be able also to finance this. Since last year, we have been able to open accounts for Tanzanians who have no Tanzanian national citizenship, but actually they have a nature that they are coming from Tanzania. So we are open to make sure that these customers are being helped and they are able to access financing. So going back now to your question, the eligibility. Number one is now income. You must have an income, and this income can be employment or can be business. And the good thing is you can also join hands with your wife, with your husband, to be able to purchase a loan. So we'll take the income from the husband and the income from the wife and jointly do analysis for you to be able to have a higher credit worthiness. But the second item, which is very, very important, is the credit scoring behavior. So we have the credit scoring bureau that we go and look at the behavior of your repayment. And this is very important. So if you don't have a good credit history, it is difficult for us to make decision to give you, because that is communicating your character. So the main two important thing here, it is the income, your capacity to repay the loan, and the second one is the willingness to repay the loan. So these are the most critical, important items. When these two meet, then we can be able to give you the loan, and the loan will be repaid. But also, we have collateral. Collateral is very important, but for us, we are not asking for additional collateral. The house that you are buying, that is the collateral. So there's no need of asking for another collateral. But the stability of income is also important. So we look at the employment, if the employment is permanent, or if the employment is contractual based. And of course, we'll look at your history. Even if it is a contractual based, do you get another contract now and then when the older one is finished? But also I will do a proper analysis of evaluation, and I believe everyone understands Fumba. Fumba is appreciating in terms of value every day, so we don't have any question in that. We are really happy to finance anyone because we know if we finance today, after a month, the price is different, it has gone higher, so we don't have any problem with that. So is in short, those are the most critical item when we are considering giving a loan for someone. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Stephen. That was well said, well responded. And I would like to completely agree with you on the element of appreciation. This place appreciates very fast. I mean, I remember even before I joined CPS, houses that used to go for 30,000 are now almost double that. And that's, unfurnished. If it's furnished, it's worth even more. But not to get into the nitty-gritty of the units and apartments and houses, let's get back to financing. And my first question to you, Masanju, is what are the initial steps a potential client should take to start the process of acquiring a house through us, especially on a financial side?
Thank you very much, Joel. Well, the first step to start the process of acquiring a house in Fumba, the first step is to get in touch first with one of our sales executive. Here you can contact them through our web chat, or through phone numbers that are displayed in our website, also through our different social media feeds that we have. So I'm happy to say that we have the best sales team that is equipped to assist our clients, in giving them the right information and to help them to get what they desire by looking also at their budget and what they can and I can say their request really. So after you get in touch with one of our sales team, you get through all these questions you have, you ask all the information. Then once you are happy with the response and once you are ready to invest, then there is a step that you need to follow through. First, you need to sign a reservation form. And this reservation form has a reservation fee that needs to be paid. And the fee as well depends on the unit that you have selected, because we have a wide range of units in our town. We have units from studio apartments to villas. So even the reservation fee varies. We have units starting with 1,000 reservation fee, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. When the reservation fee is paid, then our legal team will immediately create a contract for you, the purchase contract. You look into the contract, you have time to ask questions about the contract. Then once the contract is out of the way and you are happy, there is a first installment, you can say down payment, that you have to pay. And also this down payment also will depend with the unit that you have you have chosen to purchase, because we're different products. We have the Buj, we have the Sofumba, and all this sort of. So the down payment ranges from 15%, 20, 25% to 30%. So these are all the things that our sales executive can explain to you in detail, can walk you through all these, and to make sure that you are comfortable to be able to make the payments. Thank you, Joel.
Well said, Masanji. Thank you as well for your input. And you said the first thing that anyone who's watching this either now or later needs to do is actually get in touch with our sales team. Now, Fatma, I would like to ask you, can you rather explain how your team supports clients through the entire mortgage process? I know there's a lot of things that they do during the sales process, but would like to specifically focus how they can be of help through the mortgage process.
Thank you so much, Joel. For a start, I'd like to inform our clients and everyone a little bit about where we came from, the whole agenda of mortgage. So when we started as Fumba Town in 2018, when we started, the mortgage market, the portfolio of the mortgage market in Tanzania was 76 billion. only when we started, yeah? As we speak today, the mortgage portfolio is at 614 billion. Last year, December last year, end of last year, December, it was 587 billion. So imagine just last year, December was 587, but now, as of today, we are at around 614 billion. So you see the trend is moving up and up and up, higher and higher. And this is also because of awareness and information that we give to clients, especially our Tanzanian clients. Why do I say Tanzanian clients? Because if you look at the mortgage portfolio, we have only 4 clients that are privileged to mortgage. The first one is Tanzania nationals that live in Tanzania, that they reside in Tanzania. And then Tanzanian nationals that live abroad, but still they possess their Tanzanian passports. Yeah, because as you know, in Tanzania, we don't have the dual citizenship. However, the government has gone further, even if at the moment, which started around last year, even if you do not have, even if now you are a citizen of another country, but you were born in Tanzania, you also qualify for a mortgage, yeah? So, which means the Tanzanians who have changed their nationality and now they possess also a foreign passport, they do qualify for a mortgage. And a third client, it is a foreigner who is living in Tanzania, but he has a business in Tanzania or he's employed within the jurisdiction of Tanzania. That person also gets mortgage. So when we started, it was only Tanzanian nationals alone, but then when we are moving further and further, things change, and now we have 4 types of clients that can get mortgage. So as we speak of that, and when you look at all this information, as for now in Fumba, most people, I would say the number one, Fumba has around 60 nationals that have bought, but the leading market, it is still a Tanzania market. Tanzania market is leading in buying Fumba Town by 30%. And this has also been a big help when it comes to mortgage. At first, our Tanzanian people were a bit afraid when you talk about mortgage, when you tell them about mortgage, they were afraid of the interest, they were afraid they felt there were so many risks, but we are also happy at the moment, our financial institutions, they've also calculated this risk and they are absorbing this risk. I think Adili can talk more about that in certain ways. If someone dies, you know, they absorb it and stuff like that. So this has been contributed through information and awareness. We do try a lot in our events, in our communication with clients, in our webinars with clients, telling them about the mortgage, the good thing about the mortgage. And some of the Tanzanians, they are like, because they're afraid of mortgage, but they don't ask a lot, especially if someone is not, he is not near with the banks, or he is not directly getting information from the banks directly. They fear to ask, they don't know what is happening and all that. So on our platforms, we do use these opportunities to inform them about mortgage, to give them information, and at the same time, we put them directly with the relationship officers from the banks to talk to them and ask them a lot of questions. Because when they come to us, the first support that we give it to them after informing them about mortgage and giving all the good information about mortgage. And one thing at first when we started, we found out most Tanzanian, they felt like if I take a mortgage, I have to give a security, my asset as a security. So believe me, 80% of the people that have signed our mortgage, we had to eliminate that fear and telling them the security of this mortgage is not any other asset The only asset that will be security, it is that asset that you are mortgaging for, which is the property in Fumba. So 80% were like, wow, they were enlightened about that. They never knew about that because they knew they have to give another asset as security. So most of them, we did eliminated that fear. And then we really kept them close with the relationship officers of the mortgage from the banks. So here they talk about mortgage more, they learn in practice, and they see who is getting what is happening and all that. So we try to eliminate fear. And then after that is we help them with motorization, the basic one. When they go, of course, to the bank, they get the specific motorization as per their mortgage loan, years, amount, and all that. So we are the liaison, and we are hand to hand with them from when they do the reservation, what they're supposed to do, to the contract, to the title deed, why do we give the title deed to the bank, and all that. So we support them all the way from the starting to the beginning, to the process, how it goes until the end when the title deed is out. Yeah. So I think that is the main process that we talk to them. But I would say the main thing is information and awareness about mortgage, because that is the bigger part of Tanzania, the message that they are missing. They still have fear. And that is what we are trying to talk to them and eliminate that fear for them to feel comfortable going to the banks and get mortgage. Thank you, John.
That sounds great. Very in-depth, Fatma. What I've heard from you is you've talked a lot about it's the information giving, like creating that awareness. But from the passion I hear in your voice, there's also an additional element I feel that you guys are providing as the sales team, which is sort of like being that supporter or that best friend who's telling you just you can do this, trust the process, don't give up. This is what it means. And I would like to commend you and your team for doing that. Now, going back to the process and understanding it even more, Stephen, I'd like to ask if you could explain more on the process of pre-approval of mortgage and why it's important to the home buying process. I know you talked about income being important, credit scoring behavior, collateral is not as important because it is something that the bank will then consider the house being the collateral, but the process of pre-approval, could you touch a little bit more on that?
Yes, so thank you very much again, Joel. First and foremost, what is most important for us to get in contact with our clients, and we have a list of our relationship managers here at the head office that are looking at the regions. So we have America region, Africa region, Asia, Middle East. These are the team that is technical and will help customer to make sure that they have a better understanding. So first and foremost, for them is to get contacted to us so that we can do the pre-analysis and they can understand how much they can get in terms of the financing of the housing. And this can be done only in 24 hours. So if you contact us today, we'll be able to go to get back to you in the same day. And if not, then in the next day, but it cannot go beyond the 24 hours. And you don't really need to have a pre-qualification for you to be able to come to us and ask this question for pre-analysis. You can do this at any time, and you don't have to be our customer, even if you are not our customer, meaning that you don't have an account with CRDB, you can still come to us and ask these questions, and we'll do the pre-assessment with you. So this pre-assessment, what is most important is for you to have the list, or at least the statement of your income or your salaries, so that we can verify the source of repayment for the loan and source of your income. So once we have this, we do the pre-analysis and we'll tell you you qualify to get maybe 700 million, 500 million, or something like that. Then you'll make your decision on how much you need from the bank. But this is something simple, and we encourage our customer, we encourage everyone around the world, in Tanzania and in all other places, at least to have a CRDB account, because it makes it much more easy and you can get this information every month. We are sending emails to just update our customers on what is new. And I really encourage that everyone should at least be thinking of investing in Fumba. Fumba will be, I don't know what, it will be the best town in Tanzania, mainland and Zanzibar. So if you have something, we have an asset there, is something that will keep you in the upper bar. So I'll really encourage that everyone should start thinking of it, at least make a process, understand how it works, and also start conversating with the bank, conversating with Fumba sales team, so that we can be in a good position to advise. So it is that simple. You can just call us, and then we'll give you the necessary information. Thank you.
Stephen, it sounds too simple. I mean, I might actually have to do a separate call with you right after this meeting. It sounds too simple. I'm excited for this. Thank you for validating that. Now I'm going to go back to you, Masanju. I wanted to get your input, and also maybe Sebastian's input after yours. Is how is the pricing of the houses determined, and are there different pricing tiers for various types of homes?
Thank you, Joel. Yes, there are the different factors which determine the prices of the units here at our project. Yeah, we have a lot of external factors and internal factors. Yeah? If I start with internal factors, we can say that the location of the unit that you want to invest in also has a different pricing. Where is this unit located? Is it on the ground floor? Is it on the first? Is it on the second, third? Is it on the CV or not? Yeah. What characteristic that this unit comes with? Yeah. Also, what are the square meters of this unit? Yeah. So these are some of the factors that I can say the internal, which determine the pricing of these units. When you go to external factors, the biggest factor that determines prices, really, that drives pricing really, is the prices of building materials. Yeah, because many of the things that we purchase partly local and partly international. Yeah. So as you know, the world right now, there are a lot of issues that are happening. Sometimes you find the inflation is really rising drastically. So all these things at some point determine really the prices of these units. Yeah. And when you go to when you talk about different pricing tiers for various units, types of homes, yes, we have different prices depending on the product that our client is purchasing. Yeah, our product ranges from studio apartments, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedrooms, to villas. So all these have different pricing. Yeah. What I can say is really we have everything for everyone. Yeah, you just have to get in touch with our sales executive. You get to know this information. Yeah, then you can really decide if you want to go for a studio, a 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3. So these different types of units can really have different pricing. Yeah. So maybe Sebastian can add more on this, but I think these are really about it.
Yes, please, Sebastian. Could we get your input as well on the pricing?
Thank you. I have to add to what you said, Joel. I'm also very excited what Stephen was saying. I think I'm also going to take a mortgage for my next house in Fumba. That sounds amazing. No, thank you all. And for us as a developer, there's two things very, very important. Okay, we have housing prices. You know, talking in the past, what you said before, Joel, and what the houses were costing in 2018. We used to have studio apartments for $12,000. And prices are going up and growing, and that is actually for us as a developer the biggest challenge. So we want two things at the same time. We want our clients like Steven and others who have bought, they need to appreciate. So the value of the house when they buy it goes up, right? So also the bank, when the finances is happy, they see, you know, I bought a house for $50,000 and next year the value is $60,000 or $70,000. That is very, very key. For us as a developer, that is very important. At the same time, we have to watch that the prices don't go too high. So we have to make sure we add new products. That's why our product development team, meaning the team that develops constantly new housing types, new apartment types, new villas, new townhouses in the different segments, right? Like Masanju was saying, we have apartments starting at $44,000. We have townhouses starting at I think $139,000 now. We have villas starting at $300,000. So we want to cover the whole price range, because Fumba is designed as an inclusive development. It's not the development, it's not the town that's only for the rich, or it's not the town that is only for those who can't afford as much, right? It's really starts, you want to start at as low as possible and allow people to live together in the same place, using the same facilities, the same security, the same clean water, the same beautiful roads and environment. Doesn't matter if you can afford $100 a month or if you can afford $1,000 a month. So that's very important for us. And so we have to constantly add new product, new houses to bring the prices down again, without making, at the same time, making sure that the house prices of those who've bought appreciate. We've done this pretty well in the past 8 years now, right? It worked. So we brought new product, put the prices down again. We brought Che a couple of years ago, pushed the prices down again. At the same time, the Mangani prices are still increasing. So this is still, you know, the balance. We have to find that balance is very key, because we want to make Fumba as accessible to as many people as possible. So we have to watch that we have product, that we have apartments, that we have houses that people can actually afford, and the banks are willing to finance. So this is what is key, and this is what we're working on. We've done pretty well with our team, and we're continuing developing new products. So there's always new things coming. Don't think you're too late if you haven't bought yet, right? We'll have something for you as well. And we'll make sure that we'll also appreciate. And I can talk about it maybe a bit later if you still have time. You know, investing in real estate is, like Stephen said, is an absolute key asset. And everyone who can invest today in Tanzania, in Zanzibar, in Fumba town, into real estate, do it. Don't wait. Do it now. If you can today, buy today. All right. Don't wait longer. Right? Do it now, because you know, this country, our economy is developing. Fumba is growing super fast. We have the proof over the last 10 years, right? It's not a question. We know what's happening. If you can buy today, and we have a trusted developer now, with the strongest bank as our partner, this is a very strong team. So if you can buy now, don't wait longer. And this is not a sales pitch. I mean this seriously.
You heard it from our CEO, guys. Buy and invest now. Consider it. Stephen, before I ask you your next question, earlier when you're talking about the credit scoring, we have a question from our audience. Wally is asking, which credit bureau service are you specifically talking about? Is it Credit Info, or is there another credit bureau that you are using?
Yeah, so thank you very much. Yeah, so we are using both. So it's Credit Info that we are using in Tanzania, but we have a CRDB, Credit Reference Bureau, whereby all financial institutions are reporting the individual credit worthiness and the behavior. So we are doing both in terms of reference.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. And then now to your question from me is, how can people looking to get a mortgage ensure that they're getting the best possible deal? And also, what are some of the common pitfalls or issues that could stagger along the way that people can then avoid during the application process? What advice do you have for them?
Okay, thank you very much. That's a very good question. So number one, do your research. And as Sebastian has said, don't wait. Do it now and make sure that you engage the team. These properties in Zanzibar, they are appreciating every day. So the prices today may not be the prices tomorrow. You buy early, you get the better prices. So don't linger around. Don't think too much. Make sure that you are having the right information with the right people. We have CRDB, we have Fumba team. Make sure that you ask all the questions and get the information for you to be able to make a good decision. So that is number one. Number two, if you don't have enough money, you have CRDB to make sure that we are chipping in and giving you money up to 1 billion in Tanzania shillings. And if it actually exceeds 1 billion, we can sit down and also see how we can go even beyond 1 billion. Number three, I would say that this is something that has made so much easy. Fumba has given a lot of information. But again, if it was maybe another developer or another area that he would think about, I will give more advice. But for Fumba, the information is there. Fumba is a place that everyone, even within Tanzania, wish to invest in. And if you invest in Fumba, you can have a lot of options, whether you live yourself, you have Airbnb, you can rent it to someone. So the property itself, it can generate money and assist you to repay the loan. This is the best model that I have seen a lot of people adding 2 houses, 3 houses, by just making sure that they have a proper advice and they make decision on time. Number 4, we have equity release. So if there's someone here that owns a house in Fumba, we can equity release that house, meaning that we can give you up to 80% of first market value and buy another house in Fumba. So make that decision. Investing back home, investing in real estate is a very stable investment. It's different from other types of investment. Make sure you pay your loan on time. Make sure you have your information if you have taken a loan from us, so that you build a good credit history and avoid mistakes in future. Because again, you're taking a loan today, but tomorrow you might have another way of taking a loan from us or from any other financial institution. And the last but not least, tell your friend, tell your families. Don't remain with the good news with yourself. Tell your friend, tell your families. Make sure that this information spread. If you have a house, 3 or 2 or 5 of you, it makes a lot more easy to get information, and at least have someone that you can share common interest and share information. When you both have houses, or 3 of you, 4 of you, you have houses in Fumba. So those are the few things, but don't be afraid. Make sure that you engage us, and we'll give you information. And our team at CRDB is very flexible. You can WhatsApp, you can SMS, you can call, you can also send an email address, and you emails, and we will be able to respond back to you. So thank you very much, Joel, once again. Back to you.
Thank you for that. And you're absolutely right. Yeah, the CRDB team is very helpful. I can see some of your colleagues also online right now. So if there are any questions, please feel free to write them on the chat or on the question and answer section. And the CRDB team can help, or if you can drop them your email address if you're already a member with them and want more information, because I've seen a few people have already started requesting for more information. Now I would like to go to Fatma. Can you share any success stories of clients who have purchased a property in Fumba through a loan? Do you have any success stories for us today?
Well, I do. There are so many success stories, but I like to share my success stories with Fumba. So when I took a mortgage in 2019. At that time, a 1-bedroom was going at around $37,900 at that time. So I took a mortgage. I was among the person who feared mortgage, but I said, I'm going to try this. So in 2018, I took a mortgage. At that time, the unit was around $37,900. And every month is like I was paying around $420 a month. Yeah. As we speak, I've rented that house. I'm renting it now at $500. At the time when I took a mortgage, the interest rate was around, I got a good interest rate at that time. It was around 6%. Of course, as we speak, the interest rates are a bit higher. So it was around 6%. So every month I was paying around $420. As we speak, I'm renting that house at $500 a month. You see? So that is like, first of all, I'm proud of myself. But the second thing is like what Sebastian said. Buying is now, today, now. That's when you should buy. Because if you look at my success story is, that house in 2019 was $37,900. Today, the same unit is at $67,900. That time when I took that house, I got a good rate of 6.5. Today the rates are high. I think Adele will talk. I think now we are at around 9%. Yeah, 9-10%. So if I could have said I'm making a decision today, it could have been so different. Yeah, and as we speak, after the unit was handed over to me in like 2 years' time, by 2021, I had my unit, renting it at $500 at the moment. In fact, I'm a bit jealous because the tenant that I have, he's gotten for a long-term contract. Yeah, he's taken my house for now a 3 years contract. But my neighbors, the same unit, doing short-term, he's leasing it for $60 a day. And remember, Fumba has 65% rental occupancy. So I feel like, I wish I could go for the short term, the $60 a day, you know. But of course, I'm happy. I don't want to be that like ungrateful. I'm happy, but to me, that is a very good success story, because first of all, it was my first mortgage that I was taking. I had fear in me, but now I'm happy that I will recommend anyone to go for a mortgage at any time. But the only thing that I can tell, buying is today, because who knows, tomorrow prices of the house might go up, mortgage interest rates might go up. Anything can happen tomorrow. So buying is today. So yeah, that's my success story, and I'm happy about it.
Well done, Fatma. That is beautiful. Like, I wish now I also took a mortgage back in 2019 to also buy one. But as you said, we can still get it today. Better late than never to do it. And the best part is, as Stephen said, with now the unit that you have, you can use that unit to refinance and get a second or a third or fourth, which is, I think, also an exceptional advantage once you've used mortgage to buy yourself a unit.
Cool.
I want to go.
1 second, Joe.
Yes, no problem. Go for it.
Right? Just to explain to everyone, real estate is a very special asset. So since we know real estate hundreds of years ago, right? Or let's look at Tanzania since the 70s, since the independence in 64. Houses prices have appreciated every year, an average of 10%, every single year. And you can go to any market in the world. Real estate prices always go up. So it is just when you get into the market. So the earlier you get in, the more you'll profit in your lifetime or for your family, right? If you wait long in your lifetime, that time of profiting is shorter. So, but you can be guaranteed that real estate prices will not drop. And the why is that happening? Because very simple, it's a supply and demand. The planet, a number of people on this planet are growing, right? They're now assuming they're going to be 8 something billion people now, soon be 10 billion people. Tanzania today, 64 million people, soon 200 million people. But the space doesn't get more. So you have a limited space, growing population, prices will always go up. And that has been since humankind. So buy as early as possible for your own profit, not because you have to be afraid that after 1 year, the prices will not go up anymore. The prices will always go up, but you should get in as early as possible, like Fatma said. So you profit for as much as possible in your lifetime and for your families, right? And that's what you really should do. And I think we should do another webinar about never sell your real estate. That's another one we'll do about. But now go in, buy today, and profit from this as early as possible. That's why you should buy today.
Thank you for that addition, Sebastian. And I think you're absolutely right. We need to do a second webinar on the importance of real estate and saving it, and not actually, selling it or giving it away.
Because Stephen has another fantastic product called equity release. So we should talk about that one as well. So never sell your property. There's a much better solution to everyone soon, Stephen, okay?
Yes. Masanju, I would like to ask you one last question. Are there different payment plans available for clients, and how are they structured?
Yes, we have a different payment plan that we have set as Fumba Town, yeah. But these payment plans as well does not restrict our clients from coming to us and requesting maybe to tweak a bit the payment plan so as it can meet their needs. Because in the end, we really want everyone to invest in Fumba, and we have different types of plans for different clients. Yeah. For example, we have payment plans which are based on milestone. Yeah. So when we agree with clients, we can give them contracts that are based on milestone. That is, maybe when you sign your contract, you pay the first down payment. Then when the unit maybe is on a substructure level, then there is a payment that you make, and these payments can be between 4 to 6 months, depending on the unit that you have purchased. Yeah. Also, we have monthly payment plans. Yeah. The monthly payment plans ranges from 24 months, 36 months, 48, up to 60 months. Yeah. So these payment plans, really, we looked into them and to try and give everyone the opportunity to invest in Fumba Town. Yeah. And also, going back to what Fatma was saying, firstly, the success story was amazing. Yeah. It made me also think, as Sebastian said, the time is now. If you can if you can get to the bank right now, you have to do it now, because you never know what will happen in the next 4 or 5 months. Maybe prices may also go up. Yeah, so the time is really now to do it. Yeah, and I also wanted to mention one thing. I know when you talk about the mortgage side, I understand maybe Stephen can come later on and tell us. There is a down payment that should be made by the client. Yeah, when you're going to get a mortgage with the bank. I think last time it was around 10%, but also I think Stephen can explain more about that. Yeah. And when you come from our end, we also have different down payment that are linked to the payment plan that you want to take with us. So it's either when you choose to go with the bank, there is a balance, and when you come to us, also there is a balance. So yeah, thank you, John.
Thank you for highlighting on that, Masanjo. I appreciate it. I want to go back to Sebastian before I open up the floor. I have a few, just like 2 questions from the audience, 2 additional questions. Sebastian, could you please answer this in 3 sentences? I think you have already, but just to summarize and emphasize, why should one invest in Zanzibar and why now?
Thank you for that question. I love that question because it's such an easy answer. I show you this here. I have the screen for you. That was my last slide. I'm prepared for the end. So Fumba and Zanzibar and Tanzania, and this is really what we already talked about, what Stephen mentioned, what Fatma mentioned as well, is because you should not miss out to invest. It's really, really important. As a plan for your family, as creating a wealth plan for your family, because you can rent it out, you can make, Fatma now already can buy the next one because the one is paid back by the rent, right? So she can invest and buy another apartment. And this is how you create wealth for your families. And this is especially important. That's why we're really happy that Tanzanians are a majority of the clients, especially important for Tanzanians. And no, Fumba Town is not a product for only the high-end people, right? We are having a lot of students living here. We have a lot of people living and working in Fumba. Yes, you have to have some income to live in Fumba, right? You have to pay rent, or you have to be able to buy. For that, you have to have some income. That is right. But we are looking in providing a town that provides for everyone. And real estate, I talked about it, I'm going very fast, is the best improvement, most resilient asset class to invest in. This is the best investment. It has always been in humankind and still is. If you've invested 100 years ago or 60 years ago in Upanga, in Dar es Salaam, you're going to be very happy today. If you invested 40 years ago, 30 years in Brooklyn, in New York, you're going to be extremely happy today. If you did the same in London, you're going to be very happy today. If you invested 20 years ago in Shanghai, you're going to be super rich today. So you can look at all these places. It is the same everywhere. And I'm even talking about Moshi, I'm talking about Arusha and other places. It's not as dynamic everywhere as it is right now in Zanzibar, but real estate prices always go up. So you have to have real estate. And in Fumba, we're making this investment into real estate affordable. So we have a big price range because there's not many places in the world, and Stephen can support that, I think, in Minnesota, to find a place where you can invest for $40,000 into real estate. Where in the world can you invest for $40,000 into real estate? In Fumba, you can. Use this opportunity. So we're making it affordable to as many as possible. We are in the fastest growing region, organically growing region in the world. If you want to invest into real estate, then invest where the organic is growing. Africa is growing as a continent. We're adding 2 Chinas and 1 India in terms of population. The economy is growing. This is the place to invest. America, Europe, Dubai, nice, yes, but the place to invest is Africa. And in Africa, in Zanzibar, in Tanzania, you're in the fastest growing region in Africa, right? Zanzibar has a current GDP growth of 7.2%. Nowhere else you have that GDP growth. So if you want to invest in real estate, in Fumba, you're making it affordable. In Africa is the best place to invest in real estate in the next 100 years easily. And then in Africa, in Zanzibar, in Tanzania, with the strongest GDP growth, in one of the destinations, top 10 destination tourism worldwide. People from around the world want to come and have a holiday here. You can buy a home here. This is amazing. GDP and the growth of tourism, 30% even this year, not only 20%. And all of that with appreciation. At the moment, our properties are appreciating with more than 20%. They're gaining value with more than 20% every year. This is special because the project is under development. Later on, it might be only 10%, but property values are growing year by year, as Stephen was saying. And all of that you can do in a project that is proven. It's not new. Fumba is existing. We have the strongest net of partners with CRDB, CPS, all contractors, our suppliers, our teams, and clients from 60 countries. More than 1,500 people who have already invested in Fumba Town. This is not a question anymore. This is not an insecure project that might come through. This is a proven concept, and you have the chance to be part of this now. And I'm saying now because I want you to profit, each one of you, as much as possible. That's why don't wait, invest now. And this is an absolute perfect opportunity. If someone gives you a similar pitch somewhere else, I think it's going to be very tough. This is an absolute opportunity to invest in real estate with the proven developer, with CRDB Bank, in Tanzania, in Zanzibar, in the top 10 tourism destination in the world. Come and do this now. This is a fantastic opportunity. Joel, what else can I say?
I mean, you've said it. You've said it all. Thank you very much, Sebastian. And I think the best part about it is also the location, guys. Zanzibar is beautiful. Zanzibar is booming. Zanzibar it's breathtaking. You literally come here and
you have Tanzania just outside your doorstep. It's just, Dar es Salaam, the economic center of Tanzania there, booming. Everything is booming. Huge railways going from here to Morogoro, to Dodoma. Fantastic. Power stations coming up. Government developing from high speed. I mean, where in the world? Honestly, there should be it's a no-brainer. You have to do this.
It's a no-brainer. Exactly. Now, I know we are slightly over an hour. I would like to take another maybe 5 minutes max. I've got a few questions here that have been directed to Stephen. And the first one is, on average, I know this might be hard, but on average, what is the interest for mortgage? What percentage are we looking at on average? Is that a number that can be given?
Yes, sure. So thank you very much. I'll run quickly on the product specifications. So on average, is Tanzania shillings from 13% to 16%, depending on the year that you're taking. And this is the best price in the market. You cannot get in any bank here in Tanzania. But I just wanted also to make sure that the audience understand that we finance up to 90%. Of the loan or the value of the house that you are taking. For you as a client, you'll be able to contribute only 10% as a upfront payment that you have to make it to CPS. So in terms of the years that you'll be repaying the loan, you can pay the loan up to 20 years. And in terms of the age limit, you can be able to get a loan up to 75 years of age. So anyone below 75 years of age or 75 can be able to get the loan from CRDB Bank. And as I said, the income, it can be the salary or it can be business, but also you can join hands. You with your spouse, you can join hands for you to be able to get a loan from CRDB. So those are the key important things that you have to take in consideration. And we are here to help you if you have further questions or information that you will need. Thank you.
Great. Follow-up question to that is it possible to lock in the interest rate? And if so, for how long, and like what is there any cost to that? Assuming someone locks in an interest rate of 13%, which is the lowest you mentioned, can they lock that interest rate throughout those 75 years? I mean, sorry, 50 years, assuming they're taking it at 20 years old.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
all of our interests are not floating interest rate. So float interest rate meaning that when the market change, the interest rate change. Ours is fixed. So if you today you make a decision and take a loan, buy a house, that will be the fixed up to the maturity of the loan. So we don't have that problem. So all what it matters is you just make decision today and let's fix it. When you take a
Okay.
loan, it's fixed for years. Yeah.
Fantastic. And my final, I think two final questions. One is from Wally. He's asking, is equity release practical in Tanzania?
It is very much practical. And nowadays, I think a lot of people have realized that they can use their assets to get finance from the bank. So it's very common in Tanzania and very practical. So if you have your house in Tanzania, test us and you'll see it's the most fastest way of getting a loan from CRDB. So it is practical.
Okay, practical and fast. I like that. We have one final question. I will lay it out to you and hopefully we can answer it. But if it is something that would require more time and maybe technical know-how to answer it, we'll then possibly take the question and then have it answered directly. It comes from Anna Mrema. She's asking, can you put examples of prices, interest rates, and then down payments, etc.? I don't think that is something that can be done quickly.
Yeah, you're right. So there's components that we have to take it in the equation for us to be able to know those numbers. First of all, how much, and second of all, how long, and third is the interest rate. If we know these three items, then we can be able to tell you how much we'll be repaying. But also a customer can make a decision. There's option to repay monthly, quarterly, and semi-annually. So you have those options depending on your income structure. We can also structure the repayment structure. Yes.
Great. I think oh, sorry, the name is actually Amna. Sorry, I mispronounced it earlier. Amna, I think what would be best is a member also from CRDB team will reach out to you and give you that exact details. For example, once you share your income with them, they can then give you the prices, the interest rate, and how long it will take to pay. Because I believe that is a little bit more technical, not something we can go through in this webinar. And
So really,
yes,
maybe just something. I just
no
wanted
problem.
to say that in the call, I have my colleagues, our senior manager responsible for personal loans. Madam Farida is here, but also we have Janerose, who is responsible for mortgage loan. She's our manager. And we have Joseph Mosha, our senior manager responsible for diaspora banking. So if you have any question, they have provided their numbers, emails address in the chat box. So please feel free to reach them. You can also reach myself to make sure that we are giving the best service that you deserve. And you can only get this at CRDB Bank. Thank you.
Thank you as well. So with that being said, we'll also save this webinar and upload it to our YouTube channel and add the CRDB contact details. So for those watching it at a later point in time, if you look through the description, you'll be able to see the contact details and you can reach out to them for more information. I would like to then thank the panelists. Thank you, Sebastian, Masanju, Stephen, Fatma. This has been very insightful. I've enjoyed. And Sebastian, I agree. Let's do another webinar about equity release, refinancing options sometime soon so that we can share and get the knowledge out there. Thank you, everyone.
Joel,
Great
sorry.
evening.
Everyone, thank you for joining.
All right. Have a lovely
Thank
evening,
you.
guys.
Let's do this.
Thank
Fumba.
you.
Yes.